We're starting to see buyer activity pick up in the San Diego home market, even as home prices continue to slide. We're getting after that right now. Hey everyone, so we're covering the San Diego housing market and exactly what is happening here in San Diego. We're also going to take a look at some of the national data in regards to inflation and mortgage rates and how that's impacting us here locally. So we are actually seeing some buyer activity really start to pick up. You're not going to see that reflected in the data that we're going to go over. We're going to see actually kind of not so good news in the San Diego housing market data as we saw home prices continue to slide. But the word on the street, talking with agents, what I'm seeing is buyer activity is actually picking up with mortgage rates now stabilized and actually continuing to fall just a little bit. So real quick, my name is Curtis Chisholm with the Chisholm team. My team and I help people buy and sell homes here in San Diego. If you're looking to buy a home, please reach out, or if you're looking to sell, and if you want to know what your home is worth today in today's market and what it might sell for, just reach out to me via text, email, or comment on this video, and I'll be happy to get you a no obligation home valuation so you can get an idea of what your home might sell for. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the data. First off, San Diego home prices did fall again to $869,900 this past month in the month of December. So that was down from $885,000 the prior month. So about 1.7% that we fell, and that's down from $1 million high that we saw back in April. So overall, the San Diego housing market has come down 13% so far from the high of $1 million, shedding about $130,000 from the median price. Now, compared to last year, we were at $850,000 in December, and so we are actually at 2% overall net gain on the year, but pretty much all of the price increases we saw over the past year have been wiped out. Now, the condos are pretty much moving in lockstep now with median price of single family homes. So they are currently at a sales price of $585,000 for the median price. That is actually identical to what it was a year ago, $585,000. So again, that's been completely wiped out. Any gains that we saw, we did hit a high of $670,000 for condos back in June. So we've shed about 12.6% from condos in the median price. Now, with all that being said, that certainly does not look good, but you have to keep in mind that the homes that went under contract and sold, the homes that sold in December went under contract back in October and November. And that's when the worst news was coming out, when the mortgage rates were the highest, about 7.3, 7.4% back in October. And that's when buying activity completely took a nosedive and home prices really started to slide. So we're starting to see that data show up finally in December. Now, news outlets are going to be reporting on even older information. They're going to be telling you that home prices are actually still higher than what they are. That being said, like I mentioned, we are seeing buyer activity finally pick up. I'm seeing it, and houses are starting to get a lot more showings on them, and multiple offers are starting to come in if the home is priced right, if it's marketed well, if it's staged well. If there's nothing wrong with the home, then that's when the showings are and the multiple offers are. If your home has issues with it, if there's power lines running right behind the house, or it's right by a school, or the floors are trashed, whatever it might be, then it's going to get nitpicked. It's going to get sat on the market for quite a while, and it's going to take a while to sell. So let's take a look real quick at days on market, which have continued to climb. We're now at 37 days on market overall. We were at 35 last month for single family homes. Now, condos actually jumped quite a bit. They went from 32 days on market all the way up to 42 days on the market. So we're starting to see inventory kind of sit, again, based on that information that we're seeing in December with that lagging indicator from people going under contract in October and November. So we are seeing homes sit a little bit longer on the market. But again, if they're priced well and they show well, they're still moving within a couple weeks. So that's good news if you have a solid home, if it's staged right, etc. Now, we are taking a look also at the final sales to list price ratio. I love looking at this number because it really tells us if we're in a balanced market, a seller's market, or a buyer's market. So a balanced market is considered 98% of your final sales price to the list price, meaning if you had a home that was $1 million, a balanced market would, on average, that house would sell for $980,000. In a seller's market, it's going to sell for at list price or higher. But during the pandemic, at the height, we saw 107% final sales to list price. So $1 million home was selling on average for $1,070,000. What we're seeing right now, and this has been the trend, is that we're at 95.1% final sales to list price. So if you have that $1 million home, on average, it's actually selling for about $950,000. Now, that's been trending now right down around 96, 95. So if you look at a trend line, it's actually starting to level out around 95%. That puts us actually into a buyer's market. A lot of people will say that, well, if you look at inventory, it has to be at least 6 months of inventory in order to be a balanced market. Well, we're only at 1.1 months of inventory right now. It's insanely low, which is actually helping to keep home prices from falling too quickly. So if you look at inventory, we're not in a buyer's market, but if you look at what's actually happening with sales prices, we are in a buyer's market for sure right now. So what that means for you, if you're buying, it means that right now there's a great window of opportunity to get a deal on a home, pick up credit so you can buy down your interest rate and get a lower interest rate, or offset your closing costs. So you're only coming out of pocket for your actual down payment amount, which could be as low as 0% for a VA loan, 3.5% for FHA, or maybe up to 20% if you're going with more of a conventional down payment. But you can get a lot of seller concessions right now. So if you are a seller, you have to keep that in mind, that you're gonna have to be willing to do a few different things. You need to price your home correctly. You need to price it very aggressively so that you get a lot of eyeballs on your home. The lower you price the home, the more people are going to be drawn to your home online and then schedule showings and then ultimately make offers. And that's actually going to drive your price back up. You want to create an auction effect with your home to drive the price back up. Now, I do actually have an auction platform. It's a bid platform. So it's not a distressed sale by any means, but it is a bid platform where we can actually have buyers place bids on your home in live format. Everyone can see what the bids are and you can see your home being bid up. So if you're interested in learning about that, just reach out to me to find out more about my bidding platform. It's a really cool feature that very, very few agents have access to, and I'm lucky and fortunate enough to have access to this bidding platform that can really help drive the price of your home back up. That being said, if you do price your home too high, be prepared for price reductions and be prepared, probably no matter what, to give credits to help your buyer of your home get closing cost coverage or an interest rate buy down. Lastly, we're just going to touch again on mortgage rates because they are a driver. They're sitting right around 6.2%, down from over 7.3% a couple months ago. So that's great news. That's a big driver for buyer activity really picking up, and which is really exciting. We'll see where it goes. When you're watching this video, the next inflation report will have come out, and that's going to be an indicator of mortgage rates going up or down. Right now, the market is figuring that inflation is going to be under 7%. So mortgage rates should stay right around there, assuming that happens. If it comes in lower, then mortgage rates will probably lower even more. If it comes in higher, mortgage rates might tick back up. So I do think that as we head into the spring months, we have this window of opportunity right now if you're a buyer to pick up a deal on a home. I keep saying this every month, and that window is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So now I'd say you have about 2 to 4 months window of opportunity to start picking up a deal if you're looking to buy a home. So I would not sit on the fence any longer, and I would start making a move because you cannot time the market perfectly. If you try to, you will get burned, either on the upside or the downside. All right, well, that was a complete overview of what's happening in the San Diego real estate market. If you are looking to buy a home, please reach out to me. I can help guide you through the entire process of getting pre-approved for the loan and finding the perfect home for yourself and negotiating it. If you are looking to sell, hit me up about that bid platform or just my standard offerings as well to get your home on the market and price it correctly and get it marketed so we can sell your home for top dollar. And don't forget to hit subscribe and hit like the video, and I'll see you on the next video.